Hi there folks, and welcome back to the Gamer's Grotto. Tonight we're going to be playing some more of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. This game came out a couple of days ago for the PS5, PS4, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC and Switch. So we're going to be hopping back in where we left off yesterday as we play more of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical on the PS5. Alrighty, so I say we go talk to Freddy, then we'll go talk to Apollo, and then talk to Pan.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse?
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
Well, I, stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess?
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were. Maybe.
Still might be useful. There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe. Who do you want to hear about?
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true. Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9. Though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her, then. You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him?
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost, but also what might still be out there.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? All those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere, and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline. Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Okay, she is a motor mouth, but she has some useful information at least. Anyway, we're gonna go talk to Apollo now, and then we'll talk to Pan.
Hello again. I can't remember the last time I had guests so frequently. I did tell you we could discuss your memories and the Eidolon more in depth after the party. Did you have any questions, or...?
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
Well, we call it passing on, meeting the Eidolon, and it's fine. I've passed on 12 times that I can recall.
So your name isn't really Apollo?
Most recently it was Lucas. Everyone Lucas ever knew is gone, however, so these days I prefer Apollo again.
Lucas? Seems weird to think of you as a Lucas.
It was weird for him, too. Much like yourself, Lucas becoming Apollo was somewhat of a surprise.
Sounds like there's a story there. Tell me about this Lucas. How did he become you? Or is it how you became Apollo?
Apollo had taken to surfing. He left the city without permission and roamed the coast looking for... Well, I'm not sure now. Whatever it was, he found it one night when a giant wave took him down. He was drowning, and I thought, this is finally it. But it wasn't. Lucas saw Apollo struggling and swam out to save him. He pulled us ashore, but it was too late. It took a long time to realize what happened. I didn't return to the city until years later. By then, everyone thought I was Apollo's chosen successor.
So no trial for you, huh?
It wasn't easy at first, without memories or anyone to guide me, but no, nothing like that.
Wait, what would have happened if Lucas hadn't tried to rescue you? What if no one was there when you...
When I died, then the Eidolon of Apollo's line would have ended forever, I think.
You think?
There have been stories about Eidolons that survive for a time and go wandering. That's probably all they are, though. Stories. It's not something we've had much opportunity to study, but normally death without passing on is how an idol really dies. Forever.
When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
Well, let's see. It starts as dreams you'll have of places you've never been, people you've never met, fleeting images, feelings. Then they'll appear while you're awake. You'll be eating breakfast and suddenly recall when you last ate something similar in the 17th century. The only difficult part is that eventually it can be hard to differentiate between your life and all those other lives. They blend together.
It does sound confusing.
A little, yeah. And not all the memories will be good ones. It can take time to process.
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Grace, would you say that who you are is at least in part due to your experiences?
I guess so, sure.
Well, you'll have a lot more experiences. They won't feel like someone else's either. It will feel like you did all those things. They will shape who you are now, just as they shaped Calliope and all those who came before her. The good news is, you won't get all the memories. Each time we pass on, the older memories fade.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
We're many thousands of years old, Grace. If all of those memories returned with perfect clarity, you'd drown in them.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Tell me, how much do you remember from when you were a small child?
Bits and pieces, I guess. Not much.
It's the same for us. The further I try to think back, the more blurry it becomes. I remember the important bits, but little else. Some of the really old memories. There's so many mortal stories that get mixed up with them, things my previous selves learned as legends. It becomes hard to tell. It takes time, Grace. You'll remember all the lives you've led, but at a pace you can handle, and nothing more.
It's a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Hopefully this eases whatever concerns you might have had. Anything else you'd like to discuss while you're here?
Tell me more about the war. It seems to have had a huge effect on all of you.
I don't think we would have left the old world otherwise. It was home.
From Aphrodite's song, I know Ares betrayed everyone. What did you do?
I caused it. I foresaw what was going to happen, so I tried to prevent it. I told Ares. I figured if the god of war couldn't stop what was to come, then...
And that's why he betrayed everyone.
He decided the idols were a lost cause. Because I told him we were.
Has your power ever helped anyone? Even once?
On occasion. The fates are cruel, however, and they don't like being meddled with. My time afterwards was spent helping the survivors, keeping us on the move. If Hephaestus hadn't intervened, we would have all been captured.
And he's...
Oh, gone now, we assume, like so many others. We are nothing more than refugees from a war long over, Grace.
Was it hard for the idols to come to the new world? It's just a place like any other, isn't it?
I don't think it was the place so much as the condition we were in. Shell-shocked, one might say. Our entire world had been turned upside down. Suddenly, we had rules. Secrecy was paramount, and no one was permitted to leave the city. Some, like my sister Artemis, couldn't abide it.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Goddess of the hunt. And a wild thing herself. She left, I think. Faded away without a word. As many did in the early days here. Later, Athena became even more strict. For our own good, of course, but it hasn't been easy. This city has never felt like home so much as a temporary shelter.
What happened to the other muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
Cleo perished centuries before. The victim of an obsessed writer she'd spurned. He kept her in a cage as his personal muse.
Ugh, that's pretty dark.
It was. By the time we found her, she was already... Well, it's enough to say her captor didn't survive her for long. Talia, however, was lost to us on the very last day of the war. We were about to leave on the ship, but she just never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never found out. I worried for years, even hired people to look, but as far as I can tell, she up and vanished into smoke that day. The war had ground her down. I was upset, but not surprised.
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around?
Of course. I look forward to it.
Alright, it's weird that Talk to Apollo is still being shown here. So I'm wondering if we go back there, if he's got something else to say. So we'll try that. If not, we'll go talk to Pan, which I loathe to do because I do not trust him in the slightest.
Ah, hello again.
Hello yourself.
Ugh, get a room, both of you.
I want to thank you for the other day, Grace. I won't forget our walk anytime soon.
I should hope not.
Is there, something you came to talk about?
No, that's okay. I'll see you later, Apollo.
I'd say hello, Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
What is this place?
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I pass getting up here. Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here, or...?
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious horns. Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its purpose.
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
How many idols are there? I've met, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were barely worshipped, others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Am I gonna have to give up my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the weak.
Right. Good point. You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier. Regardless, my pride is intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Oh, sure. I'm totally in a position to help others right now. Lay it on me.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even. If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate. A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
This Hecate, do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can I?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected over thousands of years. Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible, but ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
This person I'm to help, what does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart. One that requires a muse's hand.
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
Well, it's just that...
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly, and with open arms.
What about Calliope? Did she walk into harm knowingly and with open arms?
You tell me. I could deny it, of course, but if you choose not to believe anything I say, what's the point of asking the question?
I'll think about it, but no promises.
Marvelous. The gentleman you seek is named Asterion. Lovely fellow, quite harmless. Now, if there's nothing else you need.
That depends. What can you tell me about Medusa?
That is a rather peculiar subject change.
Her name came up at Aphrodite's party. I'd like to look into it.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. Do tell me you'll be careful if you go there, Grace. Medusa is a hideous creature, and should be treated as such.
Okay, I give up. How does one treat a hideous creature?
With a great deal of respect, if you know what's good for you. I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
Alright, so before we go to the reliquary, I think what we'll do is we'll inform Apollo of what's going on, then we'll go to Medusa's lair, and then we'll go to the reliquary.
It's lovely to see you again, Grace. You are always welcome. Is there, something you came to talk about?
No, that's okay. I'll see you later, Apollo.
Okay, I guess he didn't need to be informed. Fair enough. So we'll just head over to Medusa's lair.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Ugh, there you are. Man, this place is the worst. I think someone peed on me.
Freddy? What are you doing here?
What, you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
What kind of equipment does one bring to a meeting with Medusa?
This isn't a meeting, Grace. You're not here to sell her on your business plan.
Please tell me you don't have any weapons in there.
Nothing that would get me stopped on the bus. Look, you're gonna need some backup in there, okay? Do you even know anything about Medusa?
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know she was human once, right? And she was cursed.
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
One of the worst. Though who knows if that is still true.
From what Apollo said, I don't think she's changed much.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say that she was wronged by Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right? Do you think she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one.
I'm serious!
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
Hi, this is where the comic convention is, right? I hope I'm not too late for the signing.
Ma'am, I'm afraid you had the wrong address.
What? No. Oh, God. No. No, that can't be right. Do you understand the indignities that I have endured? The weird looks, the body odors. Someone spilled coffee all over my cosplay outfit. No, do not tell me that I got it wrong. I spent $50 on this ticket. I demand my personal photo.
What a long day, hiding in the light. Such a long day, dreaming. You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Right, let's play. I'm sure you can bite, okay. But you get a fight today. You're fighting Grace this time. And this time's mine. This time.
For centuries, these heroes got sent to me. Each one of them bent to me.
Not meant to be this time.
This time and all time.
This time's mine.
This time's mine. This time just
This
like
time
every time.
is mine.
Now look into me. Your body goes freely every time as it tenders, turning gently as it renders. What'd you say, Grace? You okay, Grace? Where's the game face this time? You are currently experiencing something I like to call the preparation. Any questions or comments? That's right, it is widely known that I can turn folks to stone. But oh, I won't this time. Cause this time I find dine that oozy musy bloods my wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look
You flipped that hood.
me.
Then out came the snakes. Oh, you're so
And be
finally some stakes. Oh, the ice. What a difference an actual monster makes. Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me. So
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look into me.
Oh, snakes alive! I've killed a few times, you see. I murder Calliope. Say, would you like to be the murdery this time?
This time is fine.
Yes, then fine.
I just said fine. You're
This
trying to buy
time.
time. You're lost, little girl. No more Hail Marys. We both know the meal is you. The killer's me.
You don't know, you don't know.
I do know that you didn't.
Kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know, you know. Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Fine grace.
To tell her that I'm what? Bait? Not the feature show. Come on, try.
But
Let's go.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention. Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Stand down, Freddy. Let's give Medusa some space.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching her, though.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
Isn't it obvious? Tell us what you know about Calliope's death.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I didn't touch her. I didn't even know she'd been attacked until I saw her flee. You did not even know that much.
Wait, this is the same reliquary Pan wants you to go to?
Small world.
She was at the reliquary the eve she died, but I had no part in the muse's death.
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have. I know it's hard to believe what a monster tells you, but it is true.
You followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were spying on her?
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
You said Calliope was attacked. Who could have done it?
I thought it might have been Asterion. I saw the great beast chasing her, as I was.
Pan's friend?
It was not him, alas. He was as confused as I, and not a drop of the muse's blood on him. Yet I realized this too late.
So what happened in the reliquary?
I never entered, so I do not know. A question for Asterion and Hecate, perhaps.
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
Uh-huh.
And you wonder why I said nothing to anyone. After all, who would believe ugly, monstrous Medusa?
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
So Athena knows Calliope was attacked there?
Yes, no. If she does, surely not by whom. I am but guessing, however. Lady Athena tells me oh so very little.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Mercy? You mean like the mercy you were gonna show me?
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth... I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
pondering the big question, Grace. Do we actually believe her?
I don't think I can. Not without going to the reliquary to make sure.
What happens if we go there and it checks out?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
So, the hunt continues? Great. More adventures for me, then.
That stunt you pulled with a lighter? You could have been really hurt.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
You had no way of knowing she couldn't turn you to stone in an instant.
It's fine, Grace. It worked out. And I'm awesome at this, remember?
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
So you were what? Just trying to be helpful? You still aren't telling me something.
What possible reason would I have to—
Tell me, right now.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse. And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently—
You really expect me to believe that?
I was hoping, yes.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Alright, so we're going to stop by Apollo's and hopefully give him some information. And then from there, we'll head over to the reliquary.
Grace, back again so soon. Did you find Medusa after all? You've been on my mind ever since you told me about her.
I did, and it was fine. I told you it would be. Okay, it almost wasn't fine, but it worked out. Nobody got hurt.
I see. Perhaps you'd best tell me what happened then. That sounds like quite the harrowing experience. One that could have gone very poorly indeed.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were worried about me.
I will always worry about you, Grace.
Is that a good thing? I'll take it as a good thing.
If you've cleared Medusa's involvement, that still leaves us with Pan.
That's a good point.
Anything else you'd like to discuss while you're here?
No, that's okay. I'll see you later, Apollo. When I opened that shipping container, I was expecting, I don't know, rats.
Yeah.
Instead we have... Where the hell are we?
It's hard to say. Weren't we going to some kind of library?
Maybe I shouldn't have brought you here.
I live for danger.
This isn't D&D, Freddy. Some of these idols, they mean business.
Do not start dissing D&D. There is literally no better preparation for facing a world of gods and magic. Plus, my initiative is ace.
You are such a nerd.
Speaking of, how much do you actually know about Hecate and this idol you're supposed to help?
The idol we're here to help is named Asterion.
And you know who that is, right?
No. Should I?
That's the Minotaur's real name. You know, big bullhead, horns, lives in a giant labyrinth.
Pan did not mention that.
Why am I not surprised?
This Minotaur. You don't think he might be dangerous, do you?
Well, traditionally he eats people, but he was also supposed to have been slain by the hero Theseus.
Well, not so slain after all. Pan says he has a problem with his love life.
Maybe he needs to stop eating all his girlfriends? Okay, I knew that sounded wrong the moment I said it.
Do you know anything about this Hecate? It's not a name that rings bells.
Let's see. Well, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the really dark kind.
Oh.
But she's never really portrayed as evil. She was more of an outsider, lived alone, off in her little corner of the underworld. Do you think that's where we could be? Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I bet knowledge is important to her. It could be an angle if you talk to her.
That sounds good, yeah. Hey, Hecate! I love your library. So much knowledge! Wow.
I bet you'll really appreciate a quality smartass.
I brought you for a reason, right?
We make a fine team, you and I.
We should go inside instead of standing out here in the fog.
It's more of a mist, really.
A mist potentially full of monsters.
In we go, then. Are you really planning on doing that favor for Pan?
If I can, sure. Why not?
Because Pan? That's why not?
I thought you were over that.
Okay. I hope you're right. Let's go meddle in someone's love life. What could go wrong? I guess the Titan thing is literal, huh?
Mortals within the reliquary. Who permits this intrusion, this sacrilege? This knowledge is not meant for the likes of you. I shall grind you into the dust from whence you came!
Listen, lady. I don't care who you are. One more word and I'll have you dancing a jig until your giant feet fall off.
Grace...
No! I've had it with being threatened. Just once I'd like to go somewhere and not be challenged to a fight.
You... are... Grace?
Then Calliope is dead. Is that now? I thought that was not for another 11 months yet.
Wait, what? You knew Calliope was going to die?
No, I am not informed of this for another 11 months and 3 days.
Or I could just tell you now?
That cannot be. It is written. Yes, it's right here. Calliope joins Grace's band. They become friends. Months later, there is an automobile accident and...
An accident? No, that's not what happened.
Are you saying the books are wrong?
Look, whoever screwed up your magic book, it wasn't me.
Yeah, Grace is already getting blamed for everything.
The books cannot be tampered with. They record what is.
But it isn't.
You will explain. We will both sit, and you will explain. There will be tea. Curious. It is clear something unanticipated has occurred, something outside the realm of fate.
Is that even possible?
It is, but I must follow the threads back to their source to find the origin of the deviation. It may take years of research.
Years? I don't have years.
That is unfortunate. If there is nothing else, I must ask you both to leave so I may begin at once.
Is there no way to speed that up? Whoever's behind it might be the murderer.
Such threads are not so easily untangled. I must consult the Moirai, if indeed they are not the ones responsible.
The Moi what?
You might know them as the Fates. They, or any beings of a sufficiently cosmic nature, have the power to undo the order of things.
That does not sound good.
Certainly not. They are also not beings I can summon at a whim to solve your mystery. I am sorry.
Is there some way you can help me that doesn't take years? Like a spell or something?
You know not of what you speak. The most powerful magics are long beyond my grasp.
What about the relics? Maybe one of them could...
No. You do not have permission from Athena for such access.
But your timeline is all messed up! How do you know this isn't...
My agreement with Athena is clear. Now is the time when you leave.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm not going.
It is written.
I'm guessing she doesn't talk to people much.
I don't know. Hecate seems super nice.
And super unhelpful.
Well, I don't think we're getting back inside. Do you have another plan?
I don't know if my powers will even work on Hecate, but it's worth a shot.
Ooh, a musical number. Do you think this one could be... do you hear what I'm hearing?
Oh, you still here? I had to run the entire... Oh, that's a long way, innit? Did Pan send you? Please tell me Pan sent you. I need your help so bad.
Huh. Looks like you were right, Freddy. He is a Minotaur.
The Minotaur. Was there really any doubt?
I'm so glad you're here. If you help me, I promise I can help you too. I really can. It has to be you. I am so in love with my dear sweet Kate. I just don't know how to tell her. Please help me tell her.
Are you really the Minotaur? Like, the monster who roamed a maze and ate people?
And is supposed to be dead?
Well, my father locked me up in a labyrinth, but I never ate anyone.
Oh, well, that's good.
Except Theseus. But he was a bellend.
Their version of the Minotaur is so stupid. It's funny because the original version of this game was when this game was in production, and they were giving out like gameplay footage over the last couple of years. It was originally named The Chorus. It wasn't named Stray Gods, and they had portrayed the Minotaur very differently. He was like very big, muscular, and menacing. And then I guess somewhere during the design process of the game, they were like, no, let's make him humorous and stupid. And so they came out with this version instead.
Do you really call Hecate Kate? Off topic, I know, but I have to ask.
Sometimes she has to go into the mortal world for a short time and do things for Athena.
Uh-huh. And...
Well, she had to make up a magic disguise, a new identity. And I thought she should give it a proper name.
And you suggested Kate?
Yeah, she really liked it. She said, "Thank you, Asterion."
Let me get this straight. You're in love with Hecate. That Hecate.
Oh, mate, Kate is... She's just the best. Like, she knows everything, and she always smells so good. Like, she's so nice to me, and she doesn't even have to be. Oh, we got stuck in the tower together because we can't live in the mortal world. I know I could make her happy. I want to try. Won't you help me?
Have you tried, I don't know, talking to her about how you feel? I take that as a no.
I don't have the words. I've tried. Every time I end up knocking over a table or killing a cat or talking about how sometimes meat has that grisly texture I don't like.
You killed her cat? Oh, no.
It was a small cat. I panicked. I'm just not good at words, all right? Really not good.
Okay, so you're in love with Hecate. What is it you think I can do?
The muse knows about poetry and the heart and how to make words beautiful. All I want is to ask her, but I need good words. You know, please say you'll help me.
I do this and you'll help me in return, right?
Athena made Kate swear she's not allowed to say anything about what happens at the tower. But she never made me swear. Maybe she never thought anyone would ask. But I'll tell you, even if Kate doesn't like it, I'll tell you.
If I do this first.
If you help me, any trouble will be worth it.
Hecate might say no. You know that, right?
Well, she probably will. I mean, she's Kate. And I'm me. But just once, I'd like to be able to ask her, you know, to say it out loud instead of thinking it. I'll still help you, no matter what she says. I promise.
I don't know. Doesn't this feel a little weird?
Which part?
Helping him woo her with my powers.
You heard what Pan said. You can't make anyone do anything they don't want to do. You can only make them say what's in their heart.
Yeah, that's the part I can't do.
I can't say I'm exactly sure what to do.
Can't you just, start the music?
Yeah, but to do what?
Oh, leave that to me. I am so excited about this, I can't even stand it.
What exactly did you have in mind, Freddy?
I'll set up a vibe and you go for it.
I'm not great at words. I'm more of a dancer.
Just speak from the heart. Be honest.
You can do it.
You cast a spell on me. Not literally, obviously. But I feel in summary, you and me are meant to be. 'Cause you put a hex on me. You didn't do it to me directly. I'm not blaming you specifically, just that metaphorically. Shit, can someone help me?
It's okay. Okay, what are some of the things you love about her?
Hecate, with you there's so much to love. Oh, I'm not saying you're fat.
Did not just say that.
Okay, hold on.
Tell her something she doesn't know about herself.
Oh, Katie, to me, you know you enrapture?
Ooh, good word.
Is your pallid skin, your lips are so thin, your love of books.
Asterion, I have but one thought. Why is it that you seem so distraught? Are you saying you're in love with me? You couldn't possibly. Really? Oh, you're doing great. Give it another go.
You've cast a spell on me. It's a feeling that's killing me. But let's say categorically, oh, Katie, it's just you and me.
I cannot hide from my reality. I can't help but think it's best that you forget me. I feel so little joy. My want is to destroy. You will come to resent me. I'm truly fond of you. Yet now it appears that you love me. How can you be so sure? What is my allure? Tears are near certain.
I could never make you cry.
It's not my tears I fear. What if I lose you?
Couldn't. Oh, I feel so powerless.
Let me be crystal clear. Do you believe this love of yours shall persevere? Despite all it won't face, it won't disappear. My virtues are few, and if we see this through, the pain that we share may be too severe.
Oh, of course she sings my song better than I do. Help me! This is a disaster. Grace, help me!
Hecate, if you don't mind, I'll take the floor because I feel obliged to help this Minotaur. He's a bit absurd, he gets stuck on a word, but he flies like a bird when you walk in the door. Could the love of your life be right under your chin? Well, there's no need to guess, he's already moved in.
Please understand, Grace, it's not him I can't face. My heart is a difficult place to admire. Hot coals at its core, burned so many before, yet he carries this torch, unaware of the fire.
Kate, will you dance with me? Oh, never mind. You know, this isn't the first time I've pretended to dance with you.
Yes, twirl!
Who thought a ball could live under a shell? I don't need your answer, you know me too well. This love is my truth, and I know in my soul that the magic in here is beyond our control.
It's true, there's a part of me that yearns for more. If I had my pick, it'd be you I adore. Not all this written, powers greater than fate give meaning to what the world puts on our plate. Yet, even so, this could all go astray.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
He's bared his soul, so what's the debate? Will you let him in before it's too late?
Very well, Asterion. I accept your proposal.
Can you lead? I ain't prepared for this.
My heart is a shiver so hard to describe. These feelings I feel coming up from inside. It's unexpected, I barely know what to do. All this seemed impossible, yet now it's come true.
I feel like our story's about to begin. Coming out of the shadows has changed everything. To you, Grace and Freddie, how do I thank you?
I think you just did.
You trod the path well.
Okay.
You cast a spell on me.
Well, that was diverting. You felt this way the entire time, Asterion, and you said nothing?
I didn't think I was worthy. I mean, look at me. I'm only, half a man.
You have been a devoted friend over the long and lonely years, Asterion. I only wish I had realized sooner we could have been more. As for you, Grace, I thank you for arranging this diversion, however it came to pass.
I don't get it. Didn't you know this would happen? Wasn't it written?
Of course it was. It was also written that I would be unaware of Asterion's feelings until he spoke them to me.
But you knew that.
I follow the rules. It is written.
I'm glad to see someone happy, finally.
That would be me.
I am also not displeased by this course of events.
Wow, look at you. Living the wildlife.
Come, Asterion, I wish to speak of this further. And find an appropriate outfit.
Hey, wait for me outside, yeah?
How long are we supposed to wait? It's been over an hour.
I'm sure it's fine, Grace. I doubt the Minotaur would break his promise. Say, what I tell you.
Whew! You still here? I'm sorry. Kate had a lot to say.
Everything's okay, I hope?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was so wonderful. Kate just wanted to talk about feelings and that, which, well, neither of us are good at. Right, so, I suppose you want to know how Calliope broke into the reliquary that night.
We heard part of the story from Medusa. She saw Calliope fleeing from the reliquary, bleeding.
And when Medusa ran after her, that's when she ran into you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I was also chasing after Calliope. She'd broken in. Why she did? Hecate can't figure out. She didn't touch anything or take anything, but somebody attacked her when she was here.
Couldn't Medusa have been the one who attacked Calliope?
I thought maybe because she was chasing Calliope too. Why would she do that? But now I don't know. Medusa never got into the reliquary. I sure never let her in.
Couldn't Medusa have broken in like Calliope did?
Yeah, but I chased Calliope from the reliquary. If Medusa had been there, I would have seen her.
How do you know Calliope didn't touch or take anything?
Kate knows everything in the reliquary, right down to the last book. She's been looking, but she can't figure if anything was touched. It makes her so mad not to know. And it made Athena pretty mad too.
Athena got involved?
Yeah, when Kate finally told her. Athena wants Kate to keep investigating, but it doesn't look good.
Athena knows what happened here the night Calliope died?
Yeah, Kate told her a day or so later, I think. We didn't know Calliope died that night, though.
What? Athena didn't mention it?
Nope. Not that that's weird. She's not the chatty type, you know. She came in all quiet and cool, wanted to know who was here that night and what Calliope might have wanted. She swore Kate to silence. Not me, though. Guess she's not as smart as Kate.
If it wasn't Medusa, who else could have attacked Calliope here? Who had access?
It was just me and Kate. I didn't see anyone that night other than Medusa.
How did Calliope get inside?
She must have snuck in the back way. Where do you think I keep running from? Until the alarms went off, though, we didn't even know anyone was here.
Did you say the reliquary has alarms? Like burglar alarms, cameras?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It just has a lot of protections. You know, magic.
I don't know magic, actually.
Oh, it's just meant to keep the dangerous stuff from being touched. That's how Kate knows nothing was touched or stolen. We just don't know what did happen. Yet.
You chased Calliope, but did you ever catch up with her?
No. If I'd have caught her, I'd have brought her back and Kate would have gotten answers out of her. After I ran into Medusa, Calliope was long gone. Only thing I found was Pan's key.
You mean this key? The one Pan gave me?
Yeah. Well, Calliope must have dropped it. I sent it back to Pan.
How could Calliope have gotten Pan's key?
Same way you did, I guess. Pan must have given it to her. There's only a few keys to get into the reliquary. Athena doesn't want the idols to come here much.
And Pan has one. That's odd.
Yeah, so, I made it for him a while back. Different favour.
What relics are there? Maybe Calliope was looking for one, but couldn't find it before...
Yeah, that I'm not supposed to say.
Do you have the golden fleece, the shield of Zeus, the sword of Damocles? Is it suspended?
You know a lot about that stuff for a mortal.
So it's all real?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. All I know is that nothing got used and nothing got taken.
Then Medusa's story checks out. She was here, yeah, but she was never in the reliquary.
And Pan's name popped up. He sent you here, Grace, to do some favor, yet he had to know Calliope came here that night.
Which he failed to mention, for some reason.
For some reason.
If that's all you need, then I have to go. Kate will be so mad if she finds me gone. Good luck, Muse.
You okay there, friendo?
Honestly, I'm furious. Someone knew she was here. They attacked her here.
And got away without Asterion seeing them.
I might never find out, Freddy. What if I ask Pan about the key and there's nothing? What then? Someone murdered her and they might never see justice.
One thing at a time, Grace. You'll figure it out. I know you will.
I guess so. Next thing is to go to Pan. Confront him.
What an adventure.
Sorry?
You're just lucky, Grace. Luckier than you think. You go do what you have to, and I'll meet you back at the apartment, okay?
Pan! I hope you're here, because I don't know where else to look for you.
Of course I'm here, Grace. Where else would I be but amongst the trees and the wild things? I really must thank you, by the by. Asterion is simply over the moon, and he's already repaid me with this select tome from the reliquary.
So you used me? All part of your trading favors thing?
Of course! I used you, I used Asterion, you used Asterion.
As the Gamer's Grotto, you're a better voice actor than I thought.
The way the world works.
How you doing, Stu? I am not in this game. There's a lot of big name voice actors in this game, actually. So this game is a Kickstarter funded game. Originally it was, so it's an adventure RPG with musical elements. Originally, during the early days of the Kickstarter, before it was properly funded, it was not supposed to have voice acting at all. The only parts that were supposed to have voice work was the singing portions, and the rest was supposed to be just all text. Obviously, they made past that Kickstarter, and they hired a lot of big-name voice actors to voice the characters. Ashley Johnson, Troy Baker, Laura Bailey, who plays the lead. Big names, who, surprisingly, most of the voice actors in this game are actually from The Last of Us 1 and 2. It's kind of like a reunion.
Why not just tell me what you were after?
And risk nosy Hecate somehow digging it out of you. Perish the thought. I trust you got what you needed. More grist for the mill of your innocence, as it were.
You know I did. Don't try to deny it.
I'm fairly certain I've yet to deny anything at all.
Ugh!
Grace, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were being fresh.
You gave Calliope the key that night. The same one you gave me. You knew she went there.
Why does this guy have horns?
The truth is, Calliope asked me...
Okay, so a quick rundown for this game then. So basically, Grace is a college dropout who never really amounted to anything. She joined a band, and they held an audition, and Calliope showed up and auditioned for the band. And then
Medusa already.
Where is Medusa? You missed Medusa. We already did a thing with her already. So I've been streaming this for about an hour now, I think. Yes, an hour 30 minutes. So you guys kind of missed a bit.
Isn't Calliope a muse?
Yes. So basically what happens is Calliope is murdered the very next day, and Grace held her in her hands as she died, and she got her blood all over her hands. And so all the gods basically came forth and basically said they accused her of the murder. Apollo fought on Grace's behalf, and the whole story now is we have to find the killer of Calliope within a week, or else all of the Greek gods will kill Grace. That's basically the story of the game. It was heavily...
My cousin has one of the world's largest Calliope collections. I've been here a while just watching. I heard talk of Medusa but never saw her.
So you would have...
Kaleidoscope collections.
You would have missed the part where we talked to Medusa then, because there was a whole musical number with Medusa where she was trying to turn Grace into stone. So we've already finished with Medusa. I don't think Medusa. I don't think she's going to come back. I do know that you're going to be interested. There's some really good parts coming up. Like there's a part where we end up going to hell and dealing with Hades
Medusa
and stuff like
turned
that.
at the gamer's grotto to stone. That's why he's so stiff.
Yeah, that's why I'm stoned. Dumbass. Anyway, so that's the story. Is basically we have a week to find Calliope's killer, or else Grace gets murdered by a bunch of Greek gods. So that's where we're at right now. And I still don't trust Pan. He has been sending us astray multiple times, and that's who we're confronting right now. The guy with the horns is Pan. As you know from your Greek history, Pan is the god of lust.
For the key that night, no questions asked. Why would I refuse her? The truth is also that I have no idea what happened to her there. I wanted you to discover that on your own. I suppose the question at the heart of this is, do you believe me?
I do not believe you. I haven't believed you since the day I met you in this game. Because you're a freaking suspicious little bastard.
Give me a reason to believe you, Pan.
You want the ever-elusive proof. If I had that to offer, do you think I would hesitate to share it? Alas, it is my burden to be forever condemned by my idle brethren. I've become accustomed to it. Truly. I've never lied to you, Grace. And I never shall. If you're looking for innocence, however, well, I'm afraid that's one thing I cannot provide.
And if I can't accept that? If I find out you're somehow involved in this?
You'll do what you do, and
Why
I'll
are you
do what
wearing
I do.
pretentious glasses, Pan?
We'll see where that takes us. Pan, you are just the worst.
Aren't I, though? You could live the high life, Grace. Throw caution to the wind. Embrace what you can before you...
Before I die? You don't have any hope for me, do you? You're just taking what you can get before it's over.
I've seen this story many times, Grace. I've told this story many times. And it always ends the same way.
What's the point of even getting to know me then? Right?
Okay, so I know the animation style.
Grace from Ferris Bueller better.
I know the animation style in this is kind of odd. It's done deliberately. It took me a while to get used to it because I'm not really into graphic novel games at all. I can't stand them. I usually hate them. This game I've really grown attached to it. So the animation style they went with is a comic book style, and that's what they wanted to go with. So all of the characters are all hand drawn. That's why the animation is kind of stiff and it's very graphic novel style. It's because it's...
But you loved the silver case.
I hated the silver case, Stu. I don't know why you think that I liked it. I couldn't stand the silver case. I liked doing the voice work in it for you on your channel, but as for the game itself, I couldn't stand it. I thought it was stupid. I don't like Suda51 at all. I've never liked his games. I think he's only made one game that I ever somewhat liked.
You must have at least loved the 25th ward then. I am the one who loved the silver case. I am calling Suda right now.
Suda? Yeah. I'd say he'd answer the phone if he knew what a phone was. I feel like in his Twilight Zone reality where he makes his games, he probably doesn't even know what a phone is. Alright, so let's go talk to Apollo, inform him of the situation, and then we'll go to Grace's apartment and meet up with, Freddy.
It's lovely to see you again, Grace. You are always welcome. Is there, something you came to talk about?
Too much Suda slander going on in this stream.
No, that's okay. I'll see you later, Apollo.
Alright, apparently we don't have anything to talk about with Apollo. Well, then let's go to Grace's apartment. I figured she was going to at least fill him in on what's going on, considering he's trying to help us, but apparently not. Maybe it's in a cutscene coming up or something.
Oh, hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Will there be an idol here every time I come home? Just walking into my apartment, uninvited?
Oh, I was invited. Freddy said I could stay. I haven't touched anything, I swear.
Not really my point.
Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, you know, extra cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I can connect any two doorways anywhere, just like that. So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
You mentioned the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different. And then he went on his journey. Man, I still miss him every day.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
You say it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh, well, the old Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
So what, she just never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddy, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When... you know. You got it together really quick.
Thanks, I guess.
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but...
Good choice. You're definitely not charming or kick-ass.
Particularly for your mortal friend.
I've actually already unlocked Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass was the first skill I unlocked in the first playthrough. All it does is it changes. So this game has multiple endings, and based on your decisions and the choices you make, the outcomes are always different. It's kind of like every other freaking game that's out nowadays, where multiple choices breed multiple endings to a game. This game there's no difference. It does the same thing.
But you know what happened there. That's where Calliope was attacked.
Yet it's not where she died, Grace, is it?
So because she made it all the way to my apartment, we shouldn't care why she was bleeding to death along the way.
You think our judgment was rash? It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply. I care about what happens to you and to all the idols.
You care. About me? That's a laugh. You sit up here in your tower, and whatever humanity you might have once had, whatever wisdom, it's eroded away to nothing. The only thing you care about is making sure it doesn't all shatter. Not on your watch.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next, walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered, and by one of our own. The list goes on.
So you add to it. I show up and you kill me off because you can't be too careful.
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate. Even if
this is like Star Trek. Hi, friends.
Hey, Joshua. How you doing, buddy? I'm confused by how you think this is like Star Trek, Stu. What do you mean by that?
At the Gamer's Grotto, I think he's talking to you.
How do you mean that this is like Star Trek? I'm a bit confused by that. If you mean by the good writing, then yeah, I could see that, because I think the writing in this is really good. And as a Kickstarter game, it certainly is fantastic. I mean,
Did
it has.
you ever see the original series episode, Who Mourns
Oh.
for Aeneas? Wait a minute, is this the new Star Trek game?
Shut up, always asleep. No, we played that last month.
And then they continued the theme in the first episode of Star Trek Continues.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I do remember that episode. Actually, in Star Trek Continues, the actor who played Adonis in that episode was actually the original actor from the original series. They got him back, and he was really old. Anyway, yeah, I guess. I mean, I can certainly see some similarities. I do also think that, in general, this game has really good writing. And I do like the musical numbers that they put into this game. At its heart, it feels like one of those Hollywood movies that occasionally breaks out into musical numbers. Kind of like The Greatest Showman or Repo, the Genetic Opera, stuff like that. So I really appreciate this game for what it is, because we haven't had any musical games. I mean, certainly we've had like games with musical numbers in them, but few and far between. I mean, the last one we had was like, I mean, Kingdom Hearts had a couple of ones, musical numbers in them. But for the most part, the last one I remember was The Nightmare Before Christmas game, way back on the Xbox.
I'll never get enough of this channel. Never, never.
Never, never?
And same applies to you at Adventure Game Hotspot.
Yeah, no, Adventure Game Hotspot is an excellent channel. I firmly agree with that. And if any people are watching and haven't subscribed to either Stu's Game Reviews or Adventure Game Hotspot, I definitely urge you to subscribe, because both have excellent content. Let's see what to pick here. Let's try to be nice. See if Athena will let us be nice.
You know, it's too bad. I've been an idol for 5 minutes, and I've been out there solving problems you've all wrestled with for how long now?
Don't believe him, folks.
You, Athena.
He's lying.
I could have helped all of you. But you don't see that, do you? You're so busy holding on to what you have. You can't see what you're throwing away.
I know we've put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
Oh yeah, that's totally what we're bringing up first. Medusa, because that's the biggest lie out of all of this shit so far. So let's talk about Medusa, then we'll do the other two. There's
voice acting.
No, it has excellent voice acting. So I was just discussing this earlier. So originally, this game was not supposed to have any voice acting. It was supposed to be just all text, and the only parts that were supposed to have voice were the musical numbers, which is, you know, the singing parts. But they far exceeded their Kickstarter goal, and because of that, they hired big-name voice actors to record all the lines of dialogue. So Laura Bailey is voicing our lead character, Grace, who we're playing as. Felicia Day, who is playing Athena, the girl we're talking to right now. Troy Baker is also in this. Ashley Johnson, Merle Dandridge. There's so many big names. I could go on. Like there's tons of big names in this game. Most are video game voice actors for AAA titles, but there are a few that are.
Felicia Day? I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's Felicia. Felicia Day is Athena. Well, she's aged a lot, right? Keep in mind that what was that show that she was on? That new YouTube series. The oh boy, I used to watch it all the time. The Guild. Yes, she was the lead writer of that and the creator of that, but she was also the lead actor in that. The Guild. Yes, The Guild. And yeah, no, she's aged a lot since then. Because how old is that? That series was really old. Because I remember it from at least 5 or 6 years ago. So she would have aged. I don't know. Yeah. There's huge talent in this game. So aside from the AAA voice actors, there are also
10 years ago.
Yeah, it might have been 10 years ago. I know it was a long time ago, but it was brilliant. That show was so funny. Especially that older guy who was a part of the Guild. He was hilarious. Anyway, But yeah, let's continue with this game. But yeah, no, some of the other voice actors in this are just singers and not actually AAA voice actors. But for the most part,
Yeah,
most of the people
Jeff
in this
something.
most of the people in this are AAA voice cast.
All right, let's talk about Medusa.
Met her, have you?
You have to know she's a monster. She tried to eat me.
I've been lenient on account of my involvement in her predicament, but perhaps it's time I dealt with her once and for all. I'm sorry she attacked you, Grace. It will not happen again. Now, if there isn't anything else...
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. Been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks he can get away with. Avoid him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear. I was once a warrior queen, feared by mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
Sort of. But I feel like I'm missing something important. Maybe the goddess of wisdom could help me out?
It would be helpful to know what Calliope was doing at the reliquary, but she's not available to ask. Not until you regain her memories, at least.
Why not put off the trial until then? Seems like a good way to solve all this. Yeah?
And trust what you decide to share? I think not.
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Does it matter? You gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
Gave it to me? Athena, I had that key all along.
You what?
It's just like you thought. I used it to attack Calliope that night. Then I brought her back home to finish her off. A mortal with a plan, baby. Stole my way into godhood. Watch me roar.
That's not funny, Grace.
What's funny is that you thought I'd tell you without getting anything in return. Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal, one she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of uncertainty, Grace. I'm sorry.
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
How's it going, Stu?
Struggled in a crisis.
I want cookies.
Well, that's a nice way of putting it.
Remember, she was a warrior. When pressed, she's always turned to that aspect, sought to maintain absolute control. It'd be hypocritical to say it's wrong of her. She's battled for me as much as for anyone.
Do you think she's telling the truth? About the idols dying out?
Yes, though I find it odd she chose to tell you.
Maybe Athena thought, who'd believe
it's going okay. I'm hopefully going to Long Island Retro Gaming Expo tomorrow. And I have cookies. Feel free to come over.
Uh-oh. What now?
You may not like this, but you need to go back to the reliquary.
What for? Is there something I need to ask Hecate?
Here's the thing. We don't know why Calliope went there. It must have been...
Oh, nice. I'll message once the dialogue stops.
How would I find that out? You think she left clues?
Remember how I told you it'd be years before you got Calliope's memories back? Well, that's true, but not entirely.
Okay.
Those memories are inside you. You go somewhere important to Calliope or touch something special to her, you will get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
Whatever happened to Calliope there, it ended her life. All we need to do is uncover those memories.
Last time Freddy and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
Okay. Do you want to ask Athena for permission?
It just seems like a radical step. For you.
A week ago, I would have said that breaking into the reliquary couldn't be done. A week ago, I couldn't have imagined being here. My stance on a lot of things has changed. If you have another idea, however, I'm happy to go along with it.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then the alarms bring Asterion and Hecate, and all three of us do a great deal of apologizing.
Let's just hope that's all those alarms do.
Are you sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
Am I sure? No. No, I'm not.
Oh, that's comforting.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, well, do you have a way we could look into those things without encountering even more lies?
Deja vu it is.
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of what happened to Calliope, even a flash. Anything that gives us something to work with.
And if that doesn't happen?
Make it happen, Grace. As if your life depends on it.
I can really see why the idols call you the cheery one.
I'm sorry, but why is she here again?
Is there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
I think that's kind of the point, Grace.
There isn't much time left, and I'm out of ideas that won't take more time than we have.
Well, there's always running, right? Grace leaves the city, goes on a world tour, becomes rich and famous. It's just me. Okay, then.
Right then. Back to the reliquary it is.
Any idea how you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I can't go into the reliquary with you. Not without tipping off Hecate. But I won't be far. If I get the slightest sense that something has gone wrong, I am coming in. Still, promise me you won't take risks.
I'll try.
Ugh, can we just get on with this already?
I fail to see what advice I could provide to you, Farishta Bandi.
It's just Freddy.
I'm unfamiliar with mortal affairs.
Are you going to go live at the retro show?
However, have tea.
Then let's drink tea. And we can talk about books. You have a lot of them.
That would be acceptable.
I love how she's just carrying around tea, like it's just levitating in the air beside her. But yeah, that would be cool, Stu, if you went live at the retro show.
Do not
That'd be
worry.
Cool.
It is written that I am not alerted to Grace's presence for another 14 minutes.
Guess I'll keep talking then.
Okay, first part down. Now I finally get to see what the reliquary actually looks like.
That is a hell of a lot of books.
Pretty impressive, innit? Don't wander around. Labyrinths are kind of my thing, but you'll get lost. Also, are you supposed to be here?
Look, you're right. I'm not.
I wasn't planning on it. I never went live from my phone before, but maybe it's worth a try. John Riggs and Pat the Nest Pump and the Boo.
This is your chance to repay me. I helped you when you needed it, didn't I?
The audio will probably suck big time, but it might be worth a try.
Please.
Well... Alright, but be quick and don't touch anything if Kate finds out.
We never spoke. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I've done stuff in public before, audio, I have another YouTube channel that you guys don't know about. It's not related to gaming. But so I would suggest you can get cordless mics that run through like Bluetooth and shit like that.
Where is Alexander to kill the Minotaur when you need him?
You can connect it to your phone, and you just wear it on your shirt. That way, it's going to pick up your voice. Because I've seen some of your videos before where you're like live, and I always thought to myself, why don't you pick up one of those cordless mics and then just have it on your shirt, and then it's easier for you to broadcast using your cell phone. Because that's what most YouTubers do when they're out in public, right? They have the cordless mic attached to their shirt, and then they just run it through their cell phone.
They'll notice I didn't stay put and come.
I have a corded one. Can you send me a link to a cordless one when you get a chance?
How do I do this?
I'm stupid with new technology.
Yeah, I'll check out Amazon after I finish streaming, and I'll see if I can find anything. If I do, I'll send it to you on Discord.
She could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if I just focus.
How's Tay article coming along, Stu?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I've definitely been here before. I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it when I see it? Is that a weapon? A musical instrument? Maybe it's both.
I'll try to ride it in the next few days if at all possible, Joshua.
What did Freddy say about mazes? Was it always go left? Or go left and then go right? Is this an armory, too? Freddy, are you out there? Can you hear me? What am I doing? All that'll do is tell everyone where I am.
I've got 12 articles that I'm currently writing.
Her dialogue choices for when we're looking at this stuff doesn't make any sense. It's like you're looking at a trident and you're just calling out to your friend. That seems kind of weird. You figure that the dialogue would be her commenting on what she's looking at. Not just like, oh, well, look, a trident. Oh, by the way. But We're supposed to be doing something specific here, and she's just like branching off into branching off into other dialogue.
Tours.
Yeah,
it's
like
kind of amazing.
What? What does that have to do with that? They should really charge for tours. It's so the dialogue is odd. That's what I thought when I was first playing this. I'm like, what? The dialogue is odd in this part of the game.
I don't even know what language that is.
See, that's the only one that.
Cool. So little animation, yet so enticing.
Yeah, so the creators of the game wanted to go with a comic book feel. It took me a while at first to get used to it, but then I fell in love with it. So basically, all of this is hand-drawn animation, and they did it in a comic book style because they were inspired by different comics. So the head creator of this game is actually the head writer for BioWare's Dragon Age games. So if any of you have played Dragon Age Origins or its sequel, the guy who made those games is also the guy who made this game under his new company. So this is the first game under his new company, Summerfall Studios.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is his new game under this new company Summerfall Studios. This game has been in production for about four or 5 years now. So it was first announced about 4 or 5 years ago as a Kickstarter-funded game. It got properly funded, and it just came out last week. So yeah, fairly new.
Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere? This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she... Uh-oh. I didn't mean anything. I didn't even touch it, honest. Okay, then. What's happening? Why didn't it work? Grace? Freddy! We've got to run! My powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
Take out your nose ring. It's pretentious and it's interfering with your powers. Lol.
So the reason her powers aren't working on those things is because those are the fates. Nothing can deter them from whatever they're set to do. That's why the powers weren't working on them. They're immune to all of that.
Oh no. Oh, Grace.
You summoned the Furies.
What?
Those beings were the Furies, beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here?
I didn't. There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it!
There is only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it.
I don't care what brought them. They killed Freddy. You need to help her.
I have no power over life and death, Grace. None of us have that. This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted. But now is when you leave. Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price.
The Rocketeer could have stopped them. It's nice how you have time to update your journal while you're holding your dead friend.
I'm so sorry.
No! It's not right!
We have to leave.
Oh, you have no power over death?
Now.
Let me write that down. Hang on.
I doubt that's what the journal does. So the journal, I get that you're trying to make a joke. So the journal, basically, let me see if I can pull it up here. Usually you can pull it up on this map screen. So the journal just basically lists all the characters that we have encountered thus far in the game. So if we go under Freddy, that's likely what updated. Probably if we go down here, why is that scrolling so slow? Here we go. So yeah, it did update. This can't be happening. Freddy, she's gone. I knew I shouldn't have let her keep coming with me, but I didn't think she could die. Freddy sacrificed her life for me. She stopped the Furies from killing me, and it's my fault she's dead. What am I going to do now? So that's basically what that is. It's just journal entries.
I've got to jet. Wife and I are going to watch a show.
No worries, buddy. You have a wonderful night.
Thought Freddy was immortal. Good night, Joshua.
Yeah, have a good night. Enjoy your show, and thank you for tuning in.
See you guys.
Take care. Oh, we're already on Act 3. I don't even know. I think there's only 3 acts to this game, to be honest.
Grace, I'm sorry. I know what Freddy meant to you.
We left her there. I can't believe we left her there.
We couldn't have taken her with us. Hecate will... She'll take care of her.
I should be taking care of her.
Grace, is that what happened to Calliope? Was she attacked by the Furies as you were?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
The Furies. Sent by the same person, I imagine.
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
Even in our prime, none of the idols had the Furies at our beck and call. Perhaps Zeus, but he's long gone. I honestly didn't know the Furies still existed.
Clearly someone can do it.
I mean, unless they weren't sent. Unless they were responding to something else, something you'd done unwittingly. I'm sorry, I'm afraid your guess is as good as mine.
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
They're not. Hecate called them embodiments of retribution, and I suppose that's the best description. They go back to... well, the time before my memory. I was once told they were created to enforce the most ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Decrees one couldn't break, written in blood. Laws even idols abided by, in the days of old Olympus. But those surely died with Zeus. Even if they hadn't, you can't have broken any. They're not easy to overlook.
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They're enforcers of the old laws. I imagine they decided the debt was paid, whatever it was, when blood was spilled. The blood didn't have to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered...
Then they would have come after you. And they wouldn't have stopped until they were through. Not ever.
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just a feeling. I still don't understand why.
Well, apparently she wanted to speak to the Fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The Fates are primordial beings, like the Furies. They're said to control destiny. Perhaps Calliope wished to know her destiny. Or change it. I'm not sure.
Can these Fates really control the future?
They're tied into fate, as I am. Perhaps they're even where my power stems from, or how Hecate's books are written.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, apparently.
Could it have been the Fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
I doubt it. If they didn't want to answer the mirror, I'm certain they simply wouldn't.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the Fates.
Why not ask them? You too have caused quite the stir. Hecate is beside herself, and Athena is out of her mind. Well done.
How long have you been listening?
Long enough to know that you need another way to speak to the Fates, unless you're planning on trying the reliquary again.
No, not a chance. We'll find the truth on our own, Persephone.
If you sent Grace to wander about looking for Calliope's memories, you're already out of options.
Enough, both of you. This isn't helping anyone.
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The Fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead. What I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Is Apollo right? Is this something you planned all along, Persephone?
Meaning what? What, that I knew what would occur at the reliquary?
Did she say she's gonna strip?
You've waited for this opportunity for over a century.
Waited, yes. Bided my time.
I'm glad that's what you got from that, Stu. Yeah, that's.
But you came here to help.
Absolutely what she said. Yes.
And I came here to help.
Is that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
They won't take you.
They might, if you ask them to. So your promise to help Grace was an empty one? Step up, for once, and do what she needs you to do. Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the Fates. It's simple.
So if we go to Hades and, find your throne, how much trouble would that get us into, exactly?
A great deal.
It's not as if Athena could execute Grace a second time.
But she's already been warned about breaking more rules.
The responsibility of this will be mine. Let Athena try to take my throne again.
Is there really no other way to talk to these fates? Do we have to take the nuclear option?
Do you want to try going back to the reliquary?
No. No. Hell no.
The only other person with a direct connection to the fates is Apollo here.
You know it doesn't work like that.
Then it's the throne or nothing, isn't it?
Okay. No need to keep selling me on it. I'm in.
You are?
Yeah. I need to punch something really hard. Or overthrow hell. I'm good with either of those things.
Did you see that, Apollo? You see, that is what a backbone looks like.
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
And consider this, Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies, according to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
Wait, what? Freddy's in Hades? What? Persephone, why didn't you lead with that?
I didn't want it to seem like I was playing on your sympathy, Grace.
But you'll play on mine. Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's what you prefer, by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
Shall I wait here, or...?
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace, and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
Oh, this is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything, and you want me to get in huge trouble, but for what?
Come on, Hermes. How much trouble would you be in, really? What's Athena gonna do? Leave Olympus?
Look at my abs, hyphen. How can you possibly say no to these abs?
Yeah, but Athena works so hard, and it's always for everyone else.
Sounds like someone else I know. Isn't there anything that you want, Hermes?
Oh. What I want is the truth.
Here's the truth. The favor's for me. If I don't go to Hades now, I'll never find out who killed Calliope.
And then Grace will be executed.
Okay. Signal when you need to come back.
You sure?
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace. And remember, the underworld doesn't give up its shades without a price.
I think I can tell her the rules, Apollo. Let's go.
There should be another musical number coming up here in Hell, Hades, whatever.
Welcome to the real underworld.
The underworld. Yeah, there should be a musical number coming up here. So as I said, this is a musical at its heart. So there are singing numbers in the game.
It feels so empty. So lonely.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile. I fully expect he'll be waiting for us.
Who is this Orpheus? The name sounds familiar.
It should. His is a popular tale among mortals regarding how he once came to the underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice, and left with nothing. Hades tricked him, you see, and with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
He is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
You didn't think to mention earlier that the throne was occupied?
Because it's irrelevant. Orpheus isn't an idol. He's just an angry little man clinging to an existence that doesn't want him any longer.
And what are we supposed to do? Organize an armed resistance? Challenge him to a duel?
That's what you're here for.
I'm gonna fight him?
Oh, you'll see.
So there's gonna be a fight? Good. I need something to punch.
Don't get too excited, Grace. Orpheus is hardly a worthy foe.
Really? Even though he took your throne?
He took an empty throne after I left. That does not make him a king. Just someone else that's in my way.
In our way, you mean?
Yes, in our way.
Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come. It's time to cross the Styx. The ferryman will come soon. As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination. I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Kore Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Corone, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
Hey there! I'm Grace, idol and last of the muses. Is that enough?
Of course she's a muse. Why would she lie about such a thing? He says he's always liked the muses, and that you're very pretty. No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Corone. Stop asking.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him. See? You don't even need to interpret that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him. Let's get underway, Corone. It's a long ride to the throne room. I wouldn't touch that. Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story. Every memory winds
sounds like a James Bond song.
This river would rise, swallow the anger, tears in my eyes, then suddenly.
No, so all of the music in this was original content. So basically, how this went down was, the creator of the game had like point form notes on all the characters and everything like that, and their backstory basically gave them to the voice actors, and the voice actors.
The style of it.
Oh, each song has a different style. So far, I think in the first part of this game that I streamed yesterday, there's about 10 songs.
Sounds like something they'd sing during a James Bond movie intro.
It could be. I mean, but anyway, as I was saying, so he gave all the actors point form notes, and they came up with the lyrics for the songs themselves, the voice actors, and they kind of improv their own songs based on the character notes and everything, which is really cool. I mean, so I know that Troy Baker was the voice director, as well as the voice of Apollo in the game, but he was the voice director for all the voice actors, and as well as the musical director, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Troy Baker, aside from being a voice actor in video games, also is a singer and has his own band.
I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Really is dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
It wasn't your fault. There was no right or wrong. It wasn't your fault. You didn't belong. If my life was stolen, I wouldn't know where to turn. Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
This is incredibly weird, but I like it.
There's music floating through. Someone's coming. And it has me singing too. We have visitors. I think we all know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
There's someone singing with us.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he a muse?
Oh, he's so much more than that.
Someone's
I didn't belong here.
A wolf is waiting in the
But that throne belongs to me.
Coming.
No one deserves it.
I can feel them howling at the moon.
Don't forget why we came here.
There's a name here.
I won't forget.
That reeks
but you
of
can
an
bet
enemy.
he knows someone's coming.
It's about time, Persephone.
Orpheus, I've been.
What happened to the music?
What happened to the music?
I've been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse. Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Benny.
Hey.
Welcome to my underworld. Let me treat you to a song. A welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all. Muse. Any requests? Questions?
What's your problem with Persephone?
Dow, 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 loop it. Dow, dow, dow. I didn't do what I was told, didn't know that it was all a game. I didn't think that he would do it. Then Eurydice was gone.
And Persephone, you stood right beside him and said, what a shame. He was always gonna kill her and you knew it. And I never got to have my revenge. My pain never ends. I see you now. Persephone won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
It wasn't your fault. How are you to react? It wasn't your fault. Now there's no turning back. If my love was taken, I wouldn't know where to turn. Your candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
This tete-a-tete is over. If he's the victim, what am I?
Queen, let's not lose our composure. The muse understands.
Well, I won't comply. I'd rather die.
Corpses in crowns, tangled and trapped. Eyes full of cobwebs, only looking back. Don't you see what I see? Looks all dead to me, you're both the same.
The same?
I like what you're doing, Muse, but I thought you'd be on my side.
The bard is to blame for the hell that he's been in.
Persephone, you're the reason I'm here. I'm not here to give in.
Oh, you think I will?
Can I get this through both of your heads? You're fighting over something that's dead. I mean, you should have seen this coming.
There's no point in reasoning with him, Grace.
Oh, I believe she was speaking to us both.
I certainly wish I'd seen you coming.
It isn't your fault. Hades broke you both down. It isn't your fault. This is a literal ghost town. But you're forgetting Freddie. I just want her return.
The candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. It's a slow
You didn't do what you were told, but you won't face the fact that you're to blame. And Persephone, you blew it. You must understand each other.
Nice song. I don't understand what Orpheus is doing in Hades though. Unless he just eventually died of old age and went back there.
Persephone explained it as we were going on the boat. That he went there to find his wife or something like that, and then he saw the throne was empty or something. I don't know. It's something like that. But yeah, no, all the music is really good in this game. That's kind of why I like it. It gets heavier and heavier as the game goes on. Near the beginning, it's kind of soft, and it just works its way on. Now, keep in mind that when I'm picking during the song, you see at the bottom, there's choices.
Yeah, according to the myth, Hades let his wife Eurydice leave.
Okay, now listen here, Stu. So when the songs are going on, do you notice at the bottom how I have choices?
He wasn't allowed to look back and see if she was following him.
At the when the songs are performing, there's choices that I can make.
And then eventually he looked back and she was sucked back to Hades.
Those choices in the song will affect the actual song. So those choices affect the song lyrics. So basically, why these characters are bursting into song is because of my character. So when her eyes glow yellow, it forces other characters to break into song, and it's how she manipulates people. So my character has the power of manipulation through music. Grace, she as the muse, she has the power to manipulate. And so that's what she does.
I get the mechanics, they are very cool. I'm just trying to understand the story.
No, I get that. You might have to watch the first playthrough to understand what's going on, because there is a lot going on here.
not a shame. There's the door, walk through it.
But I never got to have my revenge.
Our pain never ends.
Our pain never ends.
Orpheus, I promise you now, belatedly, I won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
We have been fools.
You're right. Yet, what about the throne? We can't just leave it empty, can we?
All that going around in circles, digging up old wounds, and for what? So you can fight over a chair. There.
You dare. What gives you the right to interfere in this manner? That throne was not yours to break.
Look around you, Persephone. Hades is empty. That chair you wanted so badly, it doesn't matter anymore.
It mattered to me. I paid for that throne with tears and blood, Grace. With years of humiliation you know nothing about. I thought we could help each other, but no, you would rather lecture me. So what's your plan now, Grace? I assume you must have one after that big demonstration.
My plan? It's exactly the same as it was before.
You've lost me.
Come on, Persephone. Do you really expect me to believe you just showed up at my apartment eager to help? You wanted to do this, but you couldn't. You needed to convince me, to convince Apollo, to convince Hermes to help you. And for that, you'd say anything, right? You'd tell us there was a way to contact the fates.
Which there never was. You're correct.
And Freddy?
If the throne alone could bring somebody back from the dead, surely even Orpheus would have figured it out.
I should have realized it sooner, before we ever came here. I guess neither of us is as smart as we think we are.
And neither of us will get what we want today.
As opposed to your original plan, where that would have only been me.
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet, you might have spoken to her. I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Hey.
Freddy, you're here.
Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Fred,
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
But you sacrificed yourself. For me.
Well, yeah. I'd do anything for you, Grace. Hey, what was the alternative? I let the Furies kill you instead? That's not how this story ends.
This isn't a story, Fred.
You're wrong. It is a story. And you need to finish it without me.
Hey, no. I guess this is it, huh?
Almost. I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
Calliope? This... You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace. Idols don't...
Is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
And this is real.
I guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
I don't get it. I thought the Eidolon was Calliope's soul. But if that's true, then...
The Eidolon is what makes us an idol, but it's not our soul. Each of us adds a piece to it as it passes on.
But what about the memories?
The memories are but a reflection. And after the Eidolon is passed on, old memories become a reflection of a reflection. It's why the idols have forgotten so much. You knew this truth once, Persephone. Long ago.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have. But I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you? No. I don't suppose he could have. It's a long story.
You don't mean to say that Apollo is responsible for your death, right? But his prophecy is.
Yes. It said I needed to die.
Someone else knew about the prophecy. Athena.
No.
Then she sent the Furies after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal world. To you.
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought, just in case, I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
And you made it. For what it's worth, thank you.
You're thanking me?
You gave me a gift, Calliope. Everything that happened afterwards, it wasn't your fault.
Thank you for saying that, Grace. Truly.
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it. She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it, just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
It doesn't just involve you, does it? It involves me. It must, or you wouldn't hesitate.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know about the mirror, but...
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And the Fates are the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
But how did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets. You didn't break any of the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
You went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh. Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
Athena's gonna pay for this. She will pay.
She wanted to save the idols. And I wanted that too.
You weren't about to kill anyone to get it. I have to go back. I have no idea what will happen. None of this seems real.
So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go. I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go. It's time to go. How can I let go now? I won't. It's just not fair. We took our first steps together. Now you'd have me walk alone. You were always there for me, from heartbreak and through injury. We'd do it again, but now it's time to go. It's time to go. could choose a muse,
You would give up godhood to bring her back.
any day, every day, a life for a life. Farishta, please stay.
Grace, no. It's time.
Who knows what comes next? But I will face it beside you.
You've returned.
You did it. You actually brought me back from the dead.
Of course I did.
Did you get a chance to speak to the Fates?
No.
Then what happened?
We know what happened. We know about the prophecy and Athena.
Oh.
That's all you have to say? Oh? You knew. You knew the truth this entire time. Even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I trusted you. You said I'd opened your eyes, changed you, and this entire time...
You did change me. I wanted to be worthy of your trust.
While lying to me?
I didn't want you to share Calliope's fate. I was trying to protect you, Grace.
Whatever you were trying to do, Apollo, you failed. We know the prophecy now.
Well, then it's done. You're locked into it, as is Freddy. Athena will want her dead, too.
You're right. I actually hadn't considered that part.
I'm so sorry, Grace. I never meant for this to happen.
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at. I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. You're not the last muse any longer, after all. Your Freddy isn't on trial. Yet if Athena believes you both need to die in order to save the idols, she'll find a way.
Then I'll just have to stop her, won't I?
Brave words for a mortal.
If I've learned anything, it's that idols aren't all-powerful. Plus, I'll have help, right?
I lied to you, used you, and you still want my help?
I'd say you owe me.
When you go to the trial, I'll back your play, up to and including overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Great.
All right. I don't know if I should continue this in another stream or just end this tonight, but it looks like we're at the ending of the game, basically. I guess we should confront... everybody? Confront Pan... Well, we'll confront Apollo... should confront Apollo first, maybe.
Oh, it's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
I'm not responsible for Apollo being upset. As usual, he's done it to himself.
And you're here to, what, rub his nose in it? You think he needs more of that? Look, I'm not stupid. I don't buy into this god crap, but I know Paul and the rest of you are not on the right side of normal. Even so, Paul is a good guy. Leave him alone. He doesn't want to talk to you.
It's all right, Oracle. I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. It's not like I was in the middle of anything.
You're angry. You have every right to be.
Of all the people who've lied to me lately, I least expected it from you.
I wanted to tell you so many times. Especially after I got to know you better. When I first became Apollo, I was so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
You don't know everything, Apollo. Half the problem is that you and every other idol thinks they do.
What do you mean?
Trying to prevent the prophecy is what's making it come true.
So you want to, what, stop trying?
Maybe.
I hope you can forgive me, Grace. You have opened my eyes to so much. But I understand if this changes things between us.
Does my being mortal change anything for you?
It means I need to be thankful for whatever time I have with you.
That's good enough for me.
I guess all that remains is the trial. Whatever happens, Grace, I'll be standing right there by you.
You'd better.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
How about you? Are you okay?
Oh, I am many miles from okay, Grace.
Don't you want to talk about it?
Calliope would not have approved of the way I acted. But then she seldom did. It was so good to see her in Hades. To have her say she forgives me. I just wish it were as easy to forgive myself.
Well, I forgive you, if that makes it any easier.
You forgive me? I should be the one forgiving you.
Well, do you?
Fine. Yes, if that's what you want, yes. Do you regret it? Surrendering your Eidolon?
Giving it up was the hardest thing in the world. But this was too important, no matter how difficult.
I wonder if I could have done as much for anyone. You do realize you may have brought your friend back, only to doom her to a quick death.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You gave her your new life. And you get to walk away as if nothing ever happened.
Only if we survive. And I would never walk away from a friend. Freddie, can we talk? Freddie, please. Whatever I did, I need to make it right. Talk to me. Hey. Freddie, are you okay?
No. No, I'm really not. Why did you do it, Grace? You brought me back. You made me the muse.
Man, what's giving up immortality for your best friend in the entire universe?
No, I'm serious.
And I'm not. Freddie, I'd do anything for you. Just like you'd do anything for me.
Grace, I told you that I was at peace with my decision. I've watched the struggles you've had as the muse, and now you've thrown them all on me. You didn't even ask.
You don't wish you were still dead, do you? Did I screw up?
I don't know.
I should have asked you first. I'm really sorry. It just kind of happened.
It's not that. It's not just that. I came back from the dead. And I was actually dead. And I'm not the same now. I've changed. And it's not just being the muse. I'm different, and so are you, and nothing between us can ever be the same again.
Of course it'll be the same. Why wouldn't it?
Grace, I sacrificed myself because I love you. I'm in love with you. And I have been for a really long time.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's why I started the band. Because we'd been growing apart, and it was the only way I could think of to keep us together. You don't have to say anything. I probably shouldn't have said anything.
I wish I'd known. I mean, who can say? Things could have been different.
Now you tell me.
You're still the most important person in my life. I wouldn't have saved you if I didn't believe that.
What's gonna happen at the trial? Athena doesn't know I've become the last muse. When she learns that, she's gonna want to kill me too, isn't she?
No, there's no point in asking that because it's not gonna happen.
But how will we...
Freddie, stop. Look at me. It's not happening, okay? We're going to the trial. We're going to confront her. And we have half the idols backing us up. She won't get away with this. Let's get through tomorrow, okay? The rest of it, we'll figure it out afterwards. Together.
Okay.
Pan? Are you here? Pan! All right, then. Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
No, I, wanted to apologize.
Apologize? To me? Well...
For thinking you might be behind Calliope's murder. Turns out that's not the case.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you? Something not exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I have any advice to offer.
Okay. Where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No! How could I?
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out. It doesn't say the last muse will die. Just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
I don't want to be responsible for the idols dying out. I don't know how it could be, but what if it's true?
Then we die out. It's not that complicated. And if you're responsible, surely you'll have a good reason. Frankly, change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
So this is it. You're back where you started, with nothing to show for it. Tomorrow we head to the trial. And who knows what'll happen.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. All my life I have been carried through. At the mercy of tides I lay unproved. But now I stand oar in hand, hoping my choices won't sink me. What can I do? If I'm a boat lost at sea, can I build sails, find a breeze, own my own destiny?
Okay, here we go. Hello?
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
I thought this was Olympus.
Not this office building. My word, no. Welcome to Old Olympus, dear.
Is this a real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing. Let's begin, shall we? Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
Extreme measures, such as murder. Would you sacrifice idols to save them, Athena? Seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
It is not unknown for a physician to cut off a limb in order to save the patient.
Oh, that's what you are? The heroic doctor, out to heal the poor, sick idols?
I am trying to save us! I will do anything and everything in my power and beyond to save us from extinction.
Anything, huh?
And who might you be, my dear?
Go on, tell her.
Okay. Hi, everyone! Hi! For those of you who haven't met me, I'm Freddie. Just came back from the dead. And I'm the new muse.
That's impossible. Do you think us fools? Grace is standing right here, alive and well.
Yeah, you see, Grace gave up her Eidolon to bring me back from Hades. Seems that's a thing you can do. Don't suppose that changes your plans for the trial at all, does it?
The Eidolon was not Grace's to pass on, so I'm afraid you'll have to share her fate, Freddie.
Just how many murders will there be before you're through, Athena?
I don't know what you're talking about, dear.
That is such a lie.
Tell them. Let them know what that anything includes. Tell them about the prophecy Apollo gave you, and how you've interpreted it. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
Is that big guy Jewish?
The big
Looks
guy?
like he's wearing a skull cap.
What big guy? Oh, who are you talking about? You talking about the Minotaur? Or are you talking about, Eros, or whatever his name is? No, I don't think so. He's the god of sex. Yeah, the guy in the other shirtless guy. Yeah, he's the god of sex. No, he's not Jewish. He's like, I don't know what nationality he is. I think he's British.
I think he was dark-skinned with a beard, but I don't remember now.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's not Jewish.
We spoke to Calliope in Hades. She told us how you sent the Furies after her.
You couldn't have.
Yes, she could. Just like she gave up her Eidolon to me.
Maybe you even knew that once, but you've forgotten it. Just like all the idols have. You don't know everything, Athena.
No. I do not accept this. You are lying.
You're the one who's been lying. Or would you like to explain to the idols how you murdered Calliope based on a vague prophecy? Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry hooray once it's on the dish. That's how we.
At the Gamers Grotto, can you please join in the song this time?
Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things.
want you away. It's time. These people time to wring your neck.
This I know. Once the muse is dead, questions creep. They'll burrow in my head. What did I do? What didn't I do? All this time, you've shown us what to sing. Wisdom, that's what you bring. Is that still true?
This coming from you. You're lost, little boy. You've lost all perspective. You're ready to throw this away for this little mite. He's not throwing things away. He's picked up the fight. None of you see. So it's down to me. It's fine. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the pain. Think you see it all. You just see a scrap. You wanna make the call. You need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue. Time to follow through. Hey, y'all, now listen, I'll be crystal clear. I'm saying this to everybody here. No substitutions, no, you're all too dear. We're keeping everybody leaves this place alive.
So romantic, me and you. I wouldn't wanna be cut to pieces. We're just anybody. I was so low, I nearly withdrew. Now I'm here because she inspired me.
Grace, I love you. Oh, not in that way. I just meant to say, you're great, Grace, and I'm with you.
He's the funniest character in the game.
I'm just, you know what I mean.
Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're all looking on at a stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place? You set off hoping you could get to somewhere right. But it's been too many years since the mainland was in sight.
There was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this.
I forgive you, Athena.
Look into me. I know what I see. Yes, a monster. I've met monsters who weren't monsters. I'm a monster to me. I'm sorry, Grace. I'm sorry, all of you. I wish Calliope could know it too. She does. She hears you.
And Grace and Athena lived happily ever after.
Well, I don't know what's going on yet, but hopefully I don't have to do this in another stream. It is getting into like 3 hours and 30 minutes, though.
Are you finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And?
You certain about that chair, brother? You've always said you didn't want it.
I think it's about time, don't you?
Responsibility suits you, Apollo. Maybe one day you'll even button up your shirt.
Well, fortunately I won't be in the position long enough to find out. We've decided to disband the course.
Whoa.
No more laws, no more hiding from mortals. It's time the idols found a new way.
So what? Will you, we reveal ourselves? That might not go over well, you know?
We'll give it some time to let those who are afraid go into hiding, but it needs to happen. We have to rejoin the world.
You all agreed to this? No argument?
Oh, we don't do anything without argument, dearest.
It's what Calliope fought for. It seems appropriate. I only wish you were here to see it.
Calliope would definitely approve.
Yes, well, it'll be up to us to pick up the pieces if this all falls apart.
We have to try. What other choice do we have?
What about Athena? She can't be okay with this.
She won't fight it. She said, and I quote, "Whatever your decision, I will abide by it."
The new improved meek Athena?
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
It must be tearing her apart now that she's failed.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
It's hard to picture the idols living without rules.
Or, you know, Medusa. Not that she ever followed the rules.
We're not certain where Medusa is, actually. We believe Athena may have dealt with her before the trial. As for the others, I suppose they'll have to answer to mortal authorities now.
These authorities. Do you think we could ask them about Hephaestus?
I got to say, I don't think this Aphrodite is all that attractive. She's okay, I guess. Way too much eyeshadow.
Okay, so I don't think you understand. That's not actually Aphrodite. So, do you know how Calliope, her soul went into mine? Every single other one of these Greek gods, their souls are in other people from the mortal world. So, Apollo's soul is in the body of a surfer dude. I think Aphrodite is in the soul of like a woman who took care of.
I understand that.
Yeah, Aphrodite is in her body is the woman of somebody who took care of homeless people at a homeless shelter. So like they're all because as they pass on, as their bodies pass on, they go into a next form. It's like the same for every character in the game. It's interesting. It's very science fiction-y, and I do like the fact that they incorporated actual history, Greek mythology, not history, into this very fictional game. It's actually really cool.
I have a few thoughts as to how you could go about revealing yourselves.
I was hoping you might.
If there's time, we could prepare a campaign.
Something online, maybe.
The idols would be stars before you know it. If you're famous enough, there's only so much that can be done to you.
Now that is a marvelous idea indeed.
Could you all give Grace and I a moment, please? Well, you did it. You survived.
Was there ever any doubt? Okay, maybe there was a little doubt. How about that last song, though?
It certainly did the trick, yes.
Did the trick? It was amazing!
I want you to know that I'm not going anywhere. Whatever happens when we reveal ourselves, whatever comes, I go where you go.
So no running off to hide in your dingy apartment?
Oh, I think Oracle prefers to be there alone.
And no lame excuses?
My excuses will be much better, I promise. What do you say, Grace? Ready to face the music one more time?
Always. Of course you're all here. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
They just showed up. I didn't think you'd mind too much.
How does it feel to be the idol spokesperson, appearing on every newscast, reputable and otherwise?
I'm exhausted.
The Oracle has been keenly following your progress. She records every appearance, every interview. She may be your biggest fan.
The way she talks, you'd think she never doubted who you were.
Well, at least she's been of great help to your online campaign.
A lot's been going on here, too. You want to hear the gauze?
Is there any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains?
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
Isn't she at all concerned about, being captured by mortals again?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with adoration.
As I recall, sister, you also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
What about Venus? Did she go with them?
The mortal? I don't believe so. Last I heard, she opened a gallery. Aphrodite's become her patron.
Venus has painted most of the idols. I sat for her last week, in fact. It's made her rather successful.
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
No, you should see them together, Grace. They are so cute as a couple. It's kind of sickening.
Asterion is all Hecate is willing to discuss. Do I need to know every detail of his sexual prowess? I do not.
Oh, wait. You and Hecate do girl talk?
We've known each other for centuries, Freddie. She used to live in Hades. If you think it makes for titillating discussions, however, then you would be incorrect.
It'd be like porn written by a computer.
That is not far off. Still, it makes Hecate happy, and a happy Hecate is better for us all.
What?
I'd like to know what you've been up to, Apollo.
Other than whining like a sad puppy every moment that you've been away?
I haven't been... Well, all right. Maybe just a little. But mostly I've been taking charge of the idols remaining at Olympus, helping them ease into life with the mortals.
It's incredible that so many of them haven't so much as stepped a foot out of the building since they got here.
Every day he parades about the city with idols in tow like frightened ducklings, showing them how the world works.
But Apollo barely knows how the world works.
Well, that's what makes it funny. It's the blind leading the blind.
I've also been tidying up the beach house, finding the Oracle, a new place to live.
A new place to live? Why?
Because he wants to live with you, dummy. It's so romantic.
I was going to say that myself. Later, when you were finished and back for good.
You know, maybe it would be better if we found someplace else. Someplace we could choose together.
Someplace that didn't need burning to the ground.
I like that idea. Let's discuss it more later, when we're alone.
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Not yet, though I may be selling the club very soon.
The underworld? Why?
I don't need a substitute for the real thing. That's all it ever was, and I'm fine with having neither. That said, I've been itching for a change. I believe it's time to move on to something else.
Do we get to know what that something else is?
No, you don't. I came by to give you all my regards, such as they are. After this, you likely won't see me for quite some time.
You will be missed, sister. More than you'll ever believe.
What about you, Freddie? How's life as the new last muse?
It's fine. I mean, I don't have to run around solving my own murder, so...
Yet. You need to get your powers under control, Freddie.
I can't help it. I've always loved the idea of people suddenly breaking out into choreographed song and dance. It just happens.
Yes, but it's happening all the time. At malls, on the street. Freddie, it even happened at a funeral.
What can I say? I have a morbid sense of humor.
The mortals will only find it amusing for so long. There have already been complaints.
Okay, I'll try. Being the muse is just so much fun.
I was more wondering how you felt about it. Before the trial, you...
It's okay, Grace. No, it really is. Being the muse is wonderful. Just, took some time getting used to it.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
I have. She left the city, as she felt uncomfortable with all the attention on the idols.
Terrified, you mean?
It was more that mortals expected the goddess of wisdom to have sage advice, and she no longer trusts her judgment.
Nor should she.
You don't still worry about her, brother, after all she's done?
I think of her off in the far north, living alone in the wilderness, punishing herself until the end of her days. I know it's her own choosing, but it seems like such a waste.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
I see them online all the time. They're a big hit. Their videos are hilarious.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
And they get a lot of free shoes and concert tickets.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Should we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
He's probably off fleecing widows out of their pensions as we speak.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low. At least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Come on, Grace, we both did. And it was amazing.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
I'd like that, actually.
If you don't mind, you both go ahead. Grace and I will meet you there.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Something on your mind, Apollo?
You, Grace. It's always you.
Take my hand for a minute. Let's stop and breathe for a moment. There's so much to like. Now I've opened my eyes, finally stepped into the light. Wouldn't you know it was here the whole time? The courage we need to be joyful is something we'll build over time. I now know it's true, the answer is you, and I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
Even if I'm here for a short time, I'm not the muse anymore.
And we'll do it all in a short time. What else are the years for? The courage we need to be joyful is something I'll help you to find. No matter where we go, you'll have me, you know, and I'll hold your hand all the while. The courage we need to be joyful is something we'll build over time. No matter what we do, the answer is you, and I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
Let it go out. Let it go.
Okay. Mac, shut the fuck up. Wait, what does that say? The game was made on stolen ground? That was interesting. Alrighty, so... God, we're almost at 4 hours. God damn.
Cool.
Yeah, I already said that a couple of times, Stu. Yeah, no, so there's a lot of big names in the game, obviously. Laura Bailey's in everything nowadays.
I saw so much of it, Lamau.
You barely saw any of it. Lamau. I hate my bots so much. Alright, anyway, yeah, so that was, let's skip past all this. So that was Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Honestly, I rather enjoyed it. I kind of wish there was more songs. It felt like...
Again, you saw the best part, the end.
Don't encourage him, Stu, for the love of God. The last thing that man needs is more encouragement. But I did enjoy the game a lot. There isn't...
Let it be known I also saw the end.
Let it be known you also saw the end? So you stuck around? You barely even talked. I thought you were...
Matter because it was out of context, so I can't spoil it for myself, lol.
That's true. All in all, though, I did like the game. It's not often that we get to see an adventure game that has musical numbers in it. I don't think it's ever really been a thing, at least not for a long time. So in that regard, it's actually really cool. My only complaint is that I felt like there was not enough songs. I feel like, because for a while, like, there was songs almost all the time in the game, and then it just kind of just stopped, and then there was just nothing but story for quite a while, and then back to the singing again. It was kind of like very oddly spaced out, and I feel like it should have had a song all throughout kind of thing. It would have worked out better, maybe. But that said, there are songs that we have missed, because, as I said, the game has multiple endings and multiple ways that the story can be branched. So actually, you'll see that Grace ended up with Apollo in our playthrough tonight. There's 2 other choices
Now
that she
you
can
just
be
need
with.
Stray Gods the musical. Stray Gods the lunchbox. Stray Gods the Saturday morning cartoon. Stray Gods 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Okay, calm down there, yogurt. Jesus. Spaceballs the cereal! Spaceballs the flamethrower! Fucking hell. Alright, anyway. Maybe there'll be a sequel, who knows. But, as I said, there's multiple ways this game can go. You saw that we ended up with Apollo in our playthrough.
Oh, I forgot about Stray Goddess.
Shut up. There's also... She can also end up with, Persephone. Or she can end up with Freddy as well. So there's multiple ways the story can go. Now I have played a little bit of when she ended up with Persephone, and there are more songs for that. So I mean, there's a lot more songs that we could probably unlock with another playthrough. But we're not going to do another playthrough. So if you did like the game, I urge you to get it for yourself. It's not terribly expensive. It's about $30. It is a Kickstarter-funded game, as I said. It's been in production for about 5 years. Originally,
God-flavored chips.
Originally, it wasn't supposed to have...
Stray harder.
Originally, you people, I swear. Originally, it was supposed to be without dialogue. When it first started on Kickstarter, they had no plans to have a voice cast at all. Their plans were to just have singing, and that's it. And the rest was going to be... And the rest was going to be just text. So obviously the Kickstarter did very well, and they ended up getting a massive voice cast for the game. Anyway, thank you to everybody tuning in tonight. Thank you to Stu's Game Reviews. Stu from Stu's Game Reviews. Always asleep. Joshua was here. And I'm not saying your name, Mac. I don't want to get banned from YouTube permanently. So Mac was here as well at the end to see the ending song and the credits, which is just as well because I know you don't want to spoil it for yourself. But anyway, that's Stray Gods the Musical. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. It's a unique game, and as I said, I urge those of you who did enjoy the game, pick it up for yourself. It's available for the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. So I'm sure you have one of those systems, so check it out for yourself.
Stray Gods X the Book of Mormon.
I swear, this man, I swear, he's just, look at him, spamming my butt.
Alright, anyway. So thank you once again, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful rest of your weekend. If you missed any of the previous live streams, of course, go to my playlist section, where you'll find part 1 of Stray Gods, as well as everything else I've streamed. I'll probably do some more of Stu's favorite game tomorrow. We're probably going to go into more of High on Life and do some more of that zaniness. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And again, check out the playlist section for all of the previous games, as well as the joint collaboration section where I've worked with Stu from Stu's Game Reviews and Olaf Productions. And finally, the Pirates of the Geek Vortex podcast, which runs every Friday.
Procrastinating and join the party low.
Which, procrastinating? Okay, the Pirates of the Geek Vortex podcast runs every Friday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss the latest in TV shows, movies, video games, board games, everything, basically. So thank you once again, everybody. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon at the Gamers Grotto. Take care once again, have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
R.I.P. Johnny Hardwick.
Who's Johnny? Oh, yes. Yes, Johnny Hardwick. Of course, he died recently. He was the voice actor for Dale from King of the Hill. Hey, Hank! Yeah, he was a good one. Anyway, thanks very much once again, guys. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.